Vault door groans open in dim concrete bunker. Gloved hands lift heavy gold bars from steel racks. Coins spill from canvas sacks onto counting table. Ledger books open revealing ink entries. Banknotes bundled tight with rubber bands. Man in suit stamps devaluation notice read. Safe dial turns clockwise precise. Calculator keys press rapidly under fingers. Briefcase snapshot on dollar stacks. Pen signs emergency loan agreement. Gold ingots aligned in rows. Hands tally pound reserves meticulously. Vault light casts shadows on bonds. Man examines IMF bailout papers. Sealed envelopes marked confidential pile. The pound, once empire spine, now cautionary corpse. 1945. Britain wins war, loses soul. Debts tower like bombed cathedrals. $3.75 billion American loan. Strings attached. Convertibility forced. Run begins. Reserves bleed. 1949. Devaluation. 30% overnight. Wealth evaporates. Moral betrayal. Elites new. Masses paid. If you want more stories like this, consider subscribing. It truly helps the next chapter. This is moral history, not economics textbook. Financial crimes cloaked in policy. Forgotten economies crushed under reserve illusions. Britain's collapse, blueprint, stage 6, loss of confidence, search for alternatives, 1945 to 1960. 15 years. Smart money exits, dump stays, destroyed. Dollar enters stage 5, 2008. QE begins 17 years ago. Window closing, 2025. Stage 6 knocks, acceleration signs. China dumps treasuries. Saudi yuan oil. BRICS gold rush. Reveal the cycle. Not theory. Ledgers. Documents. Crimes. Pound's death. Dollar's mirror. Stage 6 triggers. Devaluation signals. Capital flight. Controls. Moral reset. History demands debt payment. Illusions shatter. Empires fall. Money reveals character. Britain begged. America prints. Same path. Different speed. Vault cracks open secrets. 1945. London bombed. Victory bitter. Britain owes $20 billion. War tab £7 billion. GDP gutted. Empire crumbles. India rebels. Africa stirs. Gold reserves shipped America. Weapons bought. Food imported. Illusion holds. Pound global king. Reality beggar. Financial crime exposed. Overvaluation sin. $4.03 peg. Fantasy. Black market $3. Experts whisper. Government shout stability. American loan August 1945. Washington table. $3.75 billion. 2% interest. 50-year repay. Convertibility clause. July 1947. Sterling doors fling. Anyone swaps pounds dollars. Run ignites. Speculators swarm. Central banks bolt. Citizens panic. $1 billion flees. 6 weeks. 25% reserves gone first. Bank of England begs halt. August 20th. Suspend. Mask slips. Confidence fractures deep. Forgotten economies scream. Colonies drain centuries. Rubber Malia. Tin Africa. Gold India. Flowed London vaults. Now debt rivers reverse. Moral dagger. Workers ration 1 ounce butter weekly. Bread lines snake. Elites feast Versailles style. Government lies temporary fix. Crime suppression. Media muzzled. Dissent jailed. Stage 6 dawns. Alternatives hunted quiet. Central banks eye dollars gold. Britain clings empire ghost. 1949 September 18th. Devaluation hammer. $4. 3 cents crashes $2.80. 30.4% wipeout. Savings vapor. Bonds bleed. Pensions gutted. Middle class blindsided. Expected safety. Got betrayal. Government spins competitiveness boost. Truth inevitable. Collapse years brewing. Crime no warning. Public dark. Elites fled early. Dollars Swiss havens offshore nests. Smart money sales. Stage 6 essence. Gradual deadly shift. By 1955 dollar crowns reserves total. Pound demoted regional pretender. Suez 1956 detonator. Egypt grabs canal. Britain storms France-Israel. America snarls. Sell bonds flood market. Pound plunges. Reserves hemorrhage. Britain crawls back November. Superpower corpse exposed. Capital controls cage 1957. Citizens £50 travel cash. Abroad invest permission only. Financial prison bars slam. Trap wealth inside, prevent flight. Desperation beacon, world smells blood, confidence dead, forgotten commonwealth chained pounds, trade deficits siphon wealth, moral ledger, money vows protection, delivers shackles, Britain forged empire goldblood, now repays illusion debt. Stage 6 spans 15 years. Exit Windows flash. Most blind trust too big fail. Fatal error. Dollar Echo 2008. Lehman falls. Fed unleashes QE trillions. Stage 5 ignites. Printing salvation. Banks rescued. People evicted. 2014. China peaks $4 trillion treasuries. Sells steady. Russia sanctions purge $100 billion holding zero. 2022 to 2023 gold fever. Central banks devour 1,100 tons annual. Record post 1,950. China-India. Turkey-Russia hoard. Flee dollars. Stage 6 beacon. 2023 Saudi UN oil. China. Petrodollar 1974. Packed unofficial grave. 50 years oil dollars cracked. BRICS basket whispers commodity backed. Moral probe. Reserve exorbitant privilege. Print world fund wars. Deficits. Now erodes. Confidence hunts exits. Acceleration global web. Triggers lightning Britain decades dollar months. Devaluation looms. History demands moral toll. Illusions claim souls. 1945 post-war Britain. Moral fracture ignites. War devours £7 billion sterling. Debts balloon $20 billion equivalent. GDP eviscerated 25%. Empire splinters violent. India independence demands echo streets. Malaya rubber strikes. Africa gold mines rebel. Industrial base bombed ruins. Factories silent. Workers idle. Gold reserves gutted shipped America. Weapons crate stamped USA. Food tins labeled Lend-Lease. Illusion clings desperate. Pound world anchor. Reality pauper king. Financial crime won overvaluation deception. $4.03 peg artificial. Black market trades $3 realistic. Experts' internal memos warn collapse. Government public speeches deny crisis. American loan negotiated August 1945. Washington. Delegates sign under pressure. $3.75 billion. 2% interest low. Repay start 1950 over 50 years. Convertibility condition ironclad. July 1947 sterling area opens. Anyone exchanges pounds, dollars, gold. Run erupts chaos. Speculators hoard dollars. Central banks, France, Germany dump pounds. Citizens queue banks frantic. $1 billion outflows 6 weeks. 25% total reserves vanish. Bank of England, cables panic, Washington. Suspend convertibility August 20th. Emergency. First lie crumbles. Confidence shatters glass. Forgotten economies howl pain. Colonies stripped raw decades. Malaya rubber plantations blood labor. Africa tin mines child hands. India gold temples melted. Resources flowed London vaults endless. Now debt demands reverse flow crushing. Moral cost visceral. Workers ration bread £2 weekly. Butter 1 ounce scarce. Milk powdered American. Children malnourished queues. Elites maintain lifestyles untouched. Country clubs serve roast beef. Government assures public temporary austerity. Crime 2 information suppression. Media censored headlines. Dissent labeled treason, jailed. Stage 6 enters shadow. Search alternatives begins underground. Central banks quietly diversified dollars gold. Britain pretends empire eternal. Illusion deepens fatal. 1949 September 18th. Devaluation axe falls. $4. 3 cents plunges $2.80 official. 30.4% destruction overnight. Savings accounts lose third value. Government bonds plummet markets. Pensions recalculated misery. Middle class expected security lifelong. Receive betrayal, cold. Government spins narrative export competitiveness. Truth inevitable years hidden reports. Crime 3-0 public warning. Announcements radio sudden. Newspapers print after fact. Elites positioned months advance. Dollars transferred Swiss accounts numbered. Offshore havens, Cayman precursors. Smart money sails safe harbors. Dumb masses trapped sterling. Stage 6. Hallmark gradual diversification. Deadly slow bleed. By 1955, dollar overtakes pound reserve holdings total value. Pound, demoted regional currency, global pretense. Suez Crisis. 1956 explosive trigger. Egypt. NASA nationalizes Canal July. Britain, France, Israel invade October secure route. America, Eisenhower opposes fierce. Threatens. Dump British bonds, flood markets. Pound crashes, reserves hemorrhage rapid. Britain withdraws November humiliated. Superpower myth exposed naked. World witnesses fall. Capital controls tighten iron 1957. Citizens limited £50 travel money annual. Invest abroad requires treasury permission forms. Financial cage constructed, prevent escape. Trap capital inside, prevent flight. Signal government desperation loud. World central banks accelerate exits. Confidence buried grave. Forgotten economies. Commonwealth nations. Australia. Canada forced whole pounds, settle trade. Britain runs deficits, prints sterling. Inflation exported colonies pay price. Wealth siphoned back London. Moral history ledger stains. Money promises prosperity, security. Delivers chains debt illusion. Britain built empire gold conquest blood slaves. Now repays moral debt crushing weight. Stage 6 longest phase 15 years, 1945 to 1960. Opportunities exit flash clear signals. 1947 run. 1949 devaluation. 1956 Suez. Most ignore blind trust. Government propaganda too big fail. Fatal delusion. Dollar parallel Stark 2008 financial meltdown. Lehman Brothers bankrupt September. Fed responds QE quantitative easing. Trillions printed bail banks. Stage 5 money debasement begins official. 17 years elapsed 2025. Historical average 18 years stage 5. Window narrows tight, acceleration evident digital age. 1950s. Britain confidence search accelerates frantic. Central banks act decisive. France shifts reserves, pounds, dollars swift. Germany diversifies, gold-heavy post-war rebuild. By 1960, dollar dominates 60% global reserves total. Pound shrinks 25% share. Decline precipitous, unstoppable. Financial crime. 4 inertia maintenance deliberate. Government props pound artificial high interest rates. Attract hot money inflows. Domestic economy suffocates. Unemployment climbs 2 million. Growth stagnates 0. Export prices overvalued uncompetitive. Manufacturers close doors. Forgotten economy. Sterling area trap. Commonwealth nations Australia. New Zealand, Canada. South Africa forced. Hold pound settle intra-trade. Britain runs chronic deficits. Prints sterling cover. Inflation exported direct. Colonies pay higher prices imports. Independence movements explode moral outrage. Currency weapon control. 1960 stage 6 concludes obvious. Pound finished reserve status. London remains financial centre. Operates dollars primarily, not pounds native. Transition quiet, inexorable. Deadly wealth transfer. Dollar parallel 2008 Lehman collapse trigger. Fed QE launches $4 trillion balance sheet explosion. Stage 5 debasement official. Bailouts socialize losses banks. Privatize gains executives. Moral crime evident. People foreclosed home streets. 2014 China Treasury holdings peak $4 trillion. Begins gradual sell-off, strategic, Russia, post-Crimea annexation sanctions. Liquidates $100 billion, US Treasuries near zero. Alternatives sought aggressive. 2022 to 2023 central bank gold rush fever. Purchases exceed 1,100 tons annual, highest since 1950 records. China leads hoard. India cultural demand. Turkey inflation. Hedge. Russia sanctions proof. Diversified dollars urgent. Stage 6 signal blaring. 2023 Saudi Arabia UN oil sales. China. Petrodollar agreement 1974 unofficial ends. 50 years oil price dollars exclusive. Cracks widen deep. BRICS nations. Brazil, Russia. India, China, South Africa. Discuss common currency basket. Commodity-backed gold oil minerals. Moral question reserve, status, exorbitant privilege. America prints world money, funds deficits endless. Wars abroad, domestic promises, now erodes confidence. Search exits, accelerates. Global interconnected web. Triggers faster Britain paper age. Dollar digital months. 1960 to 1967. Britain Stage 7 collapse compress brutal. Reserves unsustainable bleed. 1964 IMF loan $1 billion begged. Former world lender reduced borrower. Humiliating front pages. Crime 5. Austerity imposed harsh. Government cuts spending deep. Raises taxes workers. Attract capital fleeting. Fail spectacular. Capital flight accelerates wealthy. London banks facilitate moves. New York accounts. Switzerland secrecy. 1967. November devaluation final. $2.80 drops $2.40. 14% loss instant. Inflation surges 7% rapid. Imports skyrocket prices. Purchasing power middle class collapses. Forgotten victims. Pensioners savers. 22 years. 1945 to 1967. Pound loses 92% dollar terms. £100,000 wealthy. 1945 becomes £8,000 real 1967. Assets only survive. Dollar projection 2025. Stage 6 undeniable. Bilateral trade agreements, local currencies multiply. China, Brazil, yuan, real. India, Russia, rupee, ruble. ASEAN nations. Regional swaps. Dollar global share 58% falls 50% by 2027. IMF quarterly data tracks trillions dumped. 2027 mid-crisis hits. Devaluation event 15 to 25% short weeks. Trigger debt ceiling rollover, fail high rates. Geopolitical ally abandons dollar sudden. Fed loses inflation control again. Panic accelerates dump assets. 2029 to 2033 late stage 6. Everyone knows dollar dying. Replacement forms slow. Capital controls US implement. Restrict foreign investment outflows. Pressure allies hold treasuries. Harder move money dollar system. Chaos businesses international. Investors trapped. By 2033 dollar reserves below 40%. Threshold reserve status effective end. Major currency? Yes. Reserve no. Title transitions new system. Moral reset illusions end brutal. History moral toll demands. Britain 1945 war debt massive. Dollar 2008 financial crisis bailouts trillions. Parallels exact moral. Loan conditions. American 1945. QE infinity Fed 2008. Convertibility run 1947. Treasury dumps China Russia 2014 onward. Devaluation 1949 30%. Projected dollar 2027 20%. Suez humiliation bond threat 1956. Petrodollar crack Saudi yuan 2023. Capital controls Britain 1957 caged citizens. Coming US restrict outflows allies. Forgotten parallels colonies then stripped resources. Allies now forced hold dollars trade. Wealth extraction mechanism same. Moral debt unpaid. Acceleration digital instant capital flights. Britain years paper transfers. Dollar months blockchain speed. Britain overvaluation peg $4.03. Dollar implicit peg confidence. Run signals same. Reserves bleed identical. Devaluation triggers competitiveness lie. Masses pay elites positioned. Suez superpower myth die. Petrodollar oil backbone break. Controls desperation signal. World accelerates exits. Forgotten sterling area Commonwealth trapped. Modern dollar allies NATO Europe, Japan hold treasuries. Deficits, US siphon wealth. Inflation exported. Independence currency movements, BRICS. Moral, same privilege abuse. Print fund empires. Wars, deficits. Illusions sustain until confidence searches alternatives. Gradual, then sudden. Money built Britain empire vast, gold conquest blood. Illusions sustained war debt policy. Financial crimes cloaked legitimacy. Elites escaped wealth intact. Masses paid destruction lifelong. Moral history reserve status. Exorbitant privilege print world. Fund excesses. When forgotten history resets debt brutal. Dollar 2025 crossroads. Choice diversify now. Gold, physical real. Assets productive land business. Or hold illusion paper. History judges harsh. Money built empires, but it also built illusions. And every time we forget that, history resets the debt. Moral backbone currency society. Manipulated erodes trust soul. Creates inequality chasms. Promises security delivers chains. Britain begged loans. America prints endless. Same path moral decay. Different speed acceleration. Reserve illusion cost lives. Workers rationed. Savers destroyed. Colonies forgotten stripped. Parallels dollar stage 6. China, Russia, Saudi, BRICS flee. Gold hoarded. Alternatives rise. Choice individual. Diversify before controls. Capital flight windows close. Smart money positions. History playbook.